Yes. Hey, Amanda. This is Tim Gordon, thefilmgordon.com. How are you today?
You know, I can't complain. How about you?
I mean, you could complain, and I'd be here to listen to it if you wanted to.
I could complain about the lack of sleep I got last night, but I'm not gonna.
All righty. Well, first of all, loved you in the film. I love everything that David Fincher does.
Same.
I wanted to talk a little bit about your portrayal of Marion Davies. She's somebody who felt, people who understand the story of Citizen Kane, they understand the role of Marion Davies and her being kind of the companion of William Randolph Hearst. But the way the story shows the relationship between you and Herman Mankiewicz, I thought was very sweetly done. Talk a little bit about some of the research you did in preparing for that, and what special thing did you pick up that you added to the performance that we wound up seeing on the screen?
I, well, the one thing I didn't do was I didn't want to, from what I knew of 30s movies and what I've seen, it's like some slight affectation to the way that some of them talk, and I didn't know how fast I could talk, and I didn't want it to be a caricature of movies because we were doing the thing about it is that we're actually doing a behind the scenes portrayal of all these people that we see in these in movies and interviews. And i I really wanted to show her very, very human and very down to earth and very funny side. So I took the lightness that I saw from her in her show, in her movies, and she'd be kind of, very much like Shelley Long or Goldie Hawn. She reminded me of
Right.
them, and I kind of used that effervescence, and I needed to bring that to each scene in each moment, because that was really, it's really important to know that you saw that in her movies because that's what she was, but she was also a lot smarter than people gave her credit.
Well, I love the way, I mean, there's one particular scene that happens kind of in the middle of the film where both you and Mank are just kind of walking around the estate and with all the animals in the backdrop. And you really kind of let him in, and it gives the audience this really amazing insight into the relationship between the two of you. And it also kind of twists the knife a little later on when we find out about the screenplay and the questions of why would you do that. Talk a little bit about, even in your researching this role, of trying to juxtapose this relationship versus the end result, which ends up being a classic film.
I think they just knew each other really well. They're cut from the same cloth. They saw themselves in each other, and that's how relationships begin. That's how friendships form. I mean, you recognize yourself in that person, and you can be real with that person. And that's what we saw during those scenes. My favorite scenes to shoot, because it's Gary and I already have our rapport. We've known each other for years because we worked together before, and everything in our relationship, our friendship, our companionship in the movie is based a little bit on how much we trust and understand each other off screen. So that was part of it, but it's also um I don't know, I think it was just really important that that Marion, oh my god, I can't remember the question. I was like going off on.
Well, I was just saying that the way that the juxtaposition between
But at the
your
end, when
relationship, right, and then at the end, right,
she understands that he's not gonna screw her over. That was what this is about. And to
right,
be understood that fully by somebody means that you can do something that the Herman did and took and the inspiration from his own relationship with Marion and Hearst and infuse it into this other story without her being offended. That's a lot of trust. He knew that she wasn't really going to be offended. He thought for a second maybe she would because she came and talked to him about it, but in deeply in him, he knew that he was safe to do it and that he needed to do it for his own art and for and trust that that relationship was always going to be fine. She loved Herman
right,
no matter what. She understood what he was doing because she got him, because they got each other.
right. Now you have a birthday coming up this week, and I want to wish you a happy birthday.
Thanks.
Um, the big thing for me is that I feel like I've watched you actually grow up on camera. this year, this 2020 pandemic that we're all in the midst of right now is probably the most challenging time, or actually the most different time for you working right now. How has this been, and how do you kind of foresee your roles moving forward? Or is the business change for you guys at all, and you just kind of everybody's just kind of doing their own thing?
Oh, I can be home much more often than I ever thought I would be, and still maintain some kind of like successful career. I want to
Right.
keep working, and I cannot wait to work again. But this year's really worked out for me. Like be able to have my baby and have the time because I can go feed my baby after I talk to you.
Right.
If we were in a hotel room somewhere or in a, I wouldn't be able to do that. So it's actually lent itself to teach a lot of people how they can work from home, and how amazing is that for people that miss their kids and don't get a lot of time with them because they're going to work 10 hours a day. This has changed a lot, and it's made us learn about how capable we are of doing things differently, and also made people realize that they have bigger priorities. And I know I still want to work, but I also know that this time with my family has been fucking awesome.
I was
You know,
gonna say it's not gonna last forever though, Amanda.
no, I know that's the thing, but I'm gonna make time now. I'm gonna make
Right.
more time.
Right. Well, again, like I said, I really, really loved you in this film, and I loved the black and white. It was a story of one of my favorite films that I've watched incessantly over and over. And to kind of get the insight that you guys provided along with this entire cast, I thought it was just amazing work from all of you guys.
Thanks. Would you consider this like a good double feature?
Double feature with watching actual Citizen Kane afterwards.
Yeah.
Um, That's a really good question. I think if you watch Citizen Kane first, yeah, probably if you watch Citizen Kane first, because I was thinking about watching Mank first and then Citizen Kane, and it would be sort of kind of off. But I've watched that film more times than I care to recall right now, and it was just really refreshing to see kind of the personalities and the work that you did, comparing it with the actress that played the Marion Davies role in that film.
Yeah. Good.
Tim, I'm sorry, we do have to wrap.
Sorry.
All
No,
righty.
right.
So Amanda, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, you enjoy your day.
You too.